What up, though, fam? It's T with my souls to yours, and it is Monday. So you know what that means. Time for another What Sold video. So let's see what's sold on eBay and Poshmark. On eBay, we have 17 orders going out for a total of $951.12. First item we have going out are these vintage Ralph Lauren penny loafers. Pretty nice, little academia preppy look. I took a best offer on these. They did have some damage back there. If you guys can see the little tear in the leather back there. These were listed for 19 days and they sold for 60 bucks. Next up, we have this pair of Nike Roche going out. These sat for a while. They sat for 163 days, but they sold from a full asking price of $29.99. We have a pair of King going out. The model of these are the Roatan. They are some water shoes. And they sat for 14 days, and I took a best offer of 30 bucks. And we're following up with another pair of Kings. These are the King Durand. These did sit for 98 days, and they sold on a best offer of 42 bucks. We have a pair of Timberland Pros going out. These sat for 14 days as well, and they sold for my full asking price of $39.99. We have this pair of LL Beans going out. These are the Tech 2.5, and they sold for my full asking price of $39.99. We have a pair of Timberlands going out. These have sat in my store for probably 2 years. I just couldn't figure out why. I bought these along with a brown pair, and the brown pair sold very quickly, but these sat for a while, and I took a best offer of $31.49. We have a pair of Merrell ballet flats going out. And these sat for 11 days. And they sold for my full asking price of $27.99. We have a pair of Ariat Cruisers going out. These had a nice little design on it with some cactus and whatnot. These sat for 26 days. And I took a best offer of 25 bucks. I had them listed for $29.99. And fam, you know we weren't getting through a What Sold video without a pair of Converse selling. These sat for 19 days, and they sold for $35.99. I love picking up Brooks. These are the Adrenaline GTS 22. These did not sit very long, and I took a best offer of 34 bucks. All right, fam, we have a pair of Rockports going out. The model of these are the Eurekas. They did sit for, let's see, they sat for 49 days. And they usually sell pretty fast, but this was a smaller size. This was an 8.5, and I took a best offer of 34 bucks. We have a pair of Cabela's slippers going out. Nice little slippers, shearling lined. They did sit for a while. I made a mistake when I picked these up. Instead of thoroughly looking at them, I thought they were the LL Bean slippers, but they weren't. And I had them listed for $27.99. Someone sent an offer for $22. And I'll let them go. Guys, if you don't know this brand, look out for it. The brand is Earth. Not like the Spirit Earth, but not that brand, but just Earth. And they usually have something called Causal Technology in them. So you can see that. Causal Technology. I love picking these up. Got these from the bins. And they sold on the best offer of $34.99. We have a pair of socks going out. These are the Socks Huggies, and they sold on a best offer of 49 bucks. We have a pair of Pumas going out. These are some Puma ballet flats. You guys know I love picking these up. These were so nice. Little Y2K vintage Puma, and these sold from a full asking price of $99.99. This is our last eBay order going out. Fam, I had never heard this brand before. The brand is Saba. That's S-A-B-A-H. Found these at the bins. They did sit for a while. I mean, I looked up comps and looked up, price comparisons, and they seem to sell for quite a bit. But like I said, they sat for a while. I guess they just waited for the right buyer. I kept lowering the price. I had them listed for $69.99. Someone sent an offer for 55 bucks, and I took it. All right, we are now starting on our Poshmark orders. We have 13 orders going out for a total of $511. The first item we have going out is this pair of Brooks. These are the Ghost 12, and they sold for 42 bucks. We have this pair of Converse going out. These are some Converse Cons, and they sold for 55 bucks. We have this pair of Bass slippers going out. I don't even want to tell you how long these sat, and I'll never pick them up again, but they did sell for 25 bucks. We have this pair of Nike Mid Blazers going out. These sat for a while again, and I took a best offer of 40 bucks. Pair of the original Muck shoes going out. These did have some wear on it. I don't know if this is picking it up, but it's some staining on there. But they sold for 25 bucks. If you guys see these, pick them up. They're Skechers, but they're some logger boots. And these did not sit very long. Got these from the bins. And I took a best offer of $52. Only because they're men's size 6.5. So I knew they would sit a little bit longer. And I had them listed for $65. But took a best offer of $52. We have a pair of Sauconys going out. These are the Endorphin Pro 2. And they sold for 36 bucks. We have a pair of Keen Hauser slippers going out. I had these listed for 40 bucks, but I took a best offer because if you can see their little bungee cord is split apart right there. So I took a best offer of 34 bucks and they were listed for less than a week. Next up, we have this pair of Brooks. The model is the Ghost 10. They're a little bit of an older model, but they do have Gore-Tex. So they still sold for 40 bucks. Now, you guys know I don't usually pick up a lot of kid shoes, but I picked these up from the bins. They were brand new. These are some Crocs Santa Cruz. I had them listed for 30 bucks. Someone offered 25, and I accepted it. I'm sure all my resellers know this brand. This is Hoka. The model is the Arahi 7. They did not sit very long, and they sold for 55 bucks. Almost done, guys. We have a pair of Adidas going out. These are the Boost-Nix model. And they sold on the best offer of 40 bucks. And our last order going out for today is this pair of Rockport Chuka boots. They sat for a minute, probably over 6 months. And they sold for 42 bucks. All right, fam, and just like that, video is done. Well, the what sold part is done. I have to admit something, fam. I had 14 orders on Poshmark. And I couldn't find this shoe. I could not find this pair of shoes. I don't know where it is, but I'm going to put a picture up and you guys can see what it was. But this picture had to be taken when I first started selling shoes. I was taking pictures outside. So I don't know if I sold it somewhere else and it never got deleted. So yeah, that was bogus, but I could not find it, and I searched, but I probably sold it. And again, like, that was from a couple of years ago, probably 2.5 years ago. So anyway, and then a buyer on Poshmark opened up a case saying that the shoe was damaged when she received it. So I said, well, send me some pictures of the shoes. And I know that shoe wasn't mine. She sent a small picture of the inside and said, of the inside heel, and said that it was damaged and I should be honest about it. And I said, listen, woo. I said, I'm honest in all of my business dealings. If there was any damage in it, like I put it in my description and I show pictures of it. So hopefully Poshmark will get that resolved soon. I'm not too worried about it, but something when she kept sending me half price offers or whatever, like that, just I should have just blocked her then. But I really don't block people, so it is what it is. But hopefully they'll handle that soon. But yeah, so weekend sales were pretty good. I think we were a little bit over $1,400. Again, I'll have the numbers somewhere posted there, which is pretty good. I can't complain about that. I'm happy about that, seeing that I'm still just listing 8 per day. I don't know what I'll do, after January 31st. in regards to the listings. I'll, you know, just go over my numbers and see how I really did. Yeah, so that's about it. Still haven't had any sales from the Feet to Heat challenge, but we're waiting and we're working on it. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. We getting it. All right, guys, if you like this video, please feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.